Hi guys, Joe here. I want to discuss today, is transhumanism already here? Speak to you all soon. Bye.
Well, you'll notice this right after you go through security at the McNamara terminal at Metro Airport.
Yeah, it's a big screen offering up something called parallel reality to help passengers figure out where to go and a whole lot more. Evrod Cassimy live at DTW tonight. This looks pretty cool, Evrod.
Oh, it is absolutely incredible technology, Jason and Karen. You just have to see it for yourselves. Normally, when you're trying to catch your flight and you have to figure out what your gate information is, your boarding time, you would take a look at the big board right here and have to scan through all of the different flights that are on there. But now, Delta has created this personalized big board just for you. Watch this.
Oh my God!
This big arch and information desk is getting all kinds of reaction from passengers traveling through Metro Airport.
It's very cool.
Passengers like the Adi family had never seen it before and wondered, what the heck is it?
I was kind of surprised. I didn't know exactly what I was looking for because they didn't tell us what we were supposed to be looking for. So when I saw my name up there, I was like, can everybody see my information? Then I realized my sister could only see hers.
My first name is up there, and it says what medallion status I have, everything, pretty much all the details, which gate, how many minutes I have to walk through.
I see you trying to fool me.
There's no fooling here. With each Delta passenger walking through, the board displays only their travel itinerary.
I see that there's nothing on the screen.
But what do you see for you?
I see that there's hello Virgil, thank you for flying Delta, gate 30, 838, 3-minute walk.
Perfect.
The display fundamentally can direct different content towards each person that looks at it. Above us is a motion sensor that detects moving objects as they're walking around.
What?
And when one of these moving objects scans their boarding pass, that's how the display knows to direct that flight information towards that moving object as they're walking around.
That is wild.
And the display can show personalized flight information for up to 100 travelers at a time.
So how it all works is pretty simple. All you have to do is walk up to the desk, scan your boarding pass, and your boarding information is displayed on the big screen only for you to see. The technology behind it is what makes it all possible.
And it's in the pixels of the display itself.
Wow.
So each pixel is capable of controlling the color of light that it projects in many different directions. But right now, I'm only seeing a blank airplane because I didn't opt in. I didn't, scan my boarding pass or anything like that.
on the screen?
Nope. So if the camera can pan back behind my head, you can see that I am truly not seeing anything.
The digital ID technology was first tested at Delta here in Detroit amongst the employees.
The parallel reality experience has been a few years in the making through a partnership between Delta and Misapplied Sciences. It was just unveiled for public use for Delta travelers on June 28th, and Metro Airport is the first airport in the world to use it. Once they get past the initial surprise about how it all works.
Well, it's helpful. I mean, just because I was, I'm thinking, okay, where do I go from here, at this point? So absolutely, it's definitely helpful.
And back out here live right now, you can see the big board here, the personalized big board, the parallel reality experience. The goal is to have this technology in airports all across the country and eventually all across the world. And then coming soon, they'll be able to display your flight itinerary in your preferred language. Reporting live here at DTW, Evrod Cassimy, Local 4.
Pretty darn cool, Evrod. Okay, so you tried it. You think you would use this when you fly in and out of DTW?
Do you think I'd use it? I know you can't see my flight itinerary, but I have a flight to catch right now. No, I kid.
Oh,
but absolutely, this is incredible technology. And you should have seen my reaction when I saw my name up there for the very first time. This is remarkable technology, and I think a lot of people are going to start using this because it makes the flying experience simplified. Wow. Back to you.
So crazy. You can see it, but the person right next to you can't see it. I'm going to check it out next time I go. All right. Thank you.
Hi again. What did you think to that news clip? every time I think I'm getting used to the idea and surrendering to the fact of we are moving into a transhuman world, I see things like that. And it makes me really icky. But are we already in this transhuman phenomena? They've been predictively programming it for years and years. Robocop, Terminator, this emergence of man and machine. Now, we've all got mobile phones, or the majority of us have got mobile phones. At what point are we not actually merged with technology? Now, what I mean by that, I had a conversation a few months ago with a friend of mine who was trying to, he was telling me about an app that read my emotions and helped me heal whilst I slept. And my response was, why on earth would I want something like that? I don't want a machine telling me how I feel. All these apps that we have on our phones for sleep, for step, the meditative apps, anything that's on our app that is controlling our inner self, you could consider is the emergence of man and machine. Now, I had a friend round a couple of weeks ago and we watched the film Source Code. And we were chitter-chattering at the end of the film because we have come to understand that films are basically a form of predictive programming to tell us the truth about this reality that we exist in. And he said, the mobile phone, the phone number is our unique number. And when a person calls that number, they are speaking to you via that code. Nobody else, if we forget about, infiltrators, nobody else is having a conversation, and this person can be in Australia and we are communicating via frequencies that we can't see. I mean, when you actually think about that as a technology, it's incomprehensible. But it exists because we use it every single day. Text messages, photographs, you name it. It gets communicated via an invisible signal, whatever that invisible signal may be. And I was having a conversation today with a friend, and I was telling her about this conversation this other friend had a few weeks ago. And I went, oh my God, it's like a form of telepathy. And the only difference with it is, telepathy, we use our minds to communicate rather than our voice. So it's almost like they've hooked into the technology or our power of being able to communicate non-verbally via frequencies and plugged it into technology. Therefore, plugged us into technology. So are we already transhuman? I'd say we are. Does that make me happy? Not really. Is there anything I can do about it? Not really. And if you look at the astrology, if we're here to accept that astrology plays a huge part in this reality, and it's what the globalists, the deep state, the elites, whatever you want to call them, they all live by the numerology and the astrology. We're actually leaving the age of Pisces, which is all about governments, religion, control, and moving into the age of Aquarius, which is about freedom. But equally, the age of Aquarius is about technology. So me and my friend were talking today, is the age of Aquarius a utopia that gives people the idea of perceived freedom, i.e. metaverse, via technology? Because like Logan and Jordan were saying on one of their calls from Decode Your Reality and Crypto Above Waters, people are using technology now to create perfection with themselves, with all these apps, these beautifying apps. I've never used them. But people are creating their own utopia by using these apps, which perfects their physical selves. To many, that is utopia. So if we take it one step further with putting a visor on and stepping into a new world, stepping into a world of pure bliss, we're going to forget about the mind control and what's going on in the world that isn't so blissful, and accept the world that is blissful, where we have everything, where we've got perceived freedom via technology. Because we actually have this perceived freedom with the technology that we've got today. The phone gives us a sense of freedom. We can communicate with anybody wherever they are. What I'm communicating to you guys on now gives me the freedom to communicate my thoughts and my feelings to whoever I'm reaching, China, Japan, America, whoever I'm reaching. We would never have had that without technology. But how far are people going to allow it to go? It's not. I don't think it's a case for allowing, to be honest with you. I think it's a case of it's here and there's nothing we can actually do to stop it. This thing's been in motion for thousands of years, and in actual fact, we've already probably lived through this period. So I just wanted to get that out there, because when my friend said about the mobile phone and we having our own phone number, which you could perceive as our code, because we're coded, and that's our code that someone can communicate to us and us alone through that code. I just found it really fascinating. And then again, it extended to the whole telepathy side of things instead of using mind. And look, I'm sure we've all experienced, those of us who are aware of how this universe operates to some degree, that when you think of somebody, when you think of something or someone, that something or something may appear in your life. Well, that's a form of telepathy. We just haven't we have communicated it. It's so complicated. It's everything's a mind fuck. I swear to God, sorry to use the French, but everything's a mind fuck. And I've been watching. I've watched the remake. It's not actually a remake, is it? It's an add-on of V. V was one of my favourite programmes when I was a kid. You know, about the aliens that walk among us, and when you peel the skin off the lizards underneath. And I've been watching the remake of that, and there's so much truth in that series. I can't tell you, and I find it really difficult to watch things these days without seeing this reality being played out in front of us, the predictive programming. And we can say that it doesn't affect us, but I know it affects me. It gets into my mind, and I almost feel like it's an attack, because I feel uncreative, I feel unmotivated, I feel tired. Like, I got up today and my body was physically aching because I watched a film as well last night called As Above, So Below, and that was quite harrowing. And as much as I'm very detached when I'm watching films, I think because I can see what they're doing in TV shows and films, I think it affects me in some way on a physical level. And is that an attack on my mind? So I guess where I'm going with that is knowing what we know and seeing it playing out in front of our eyes is a head fuck. And then when you start asking the deeper questions, it becomes more of a head fuck. And I listened to Logan's Decode today, Hurricane and 322, Skull and Bones. I think 322 is Skull and Bones. Fascinating decodes. And in one of them, the 322 one, he mentions phosphorus. And phosphorus is something that the V's need in order to breed with the humans. And it's like, oh my God, everything's just so real, and everybody just thinks it's entertainment, and it isn't. It's real. And I think that's the biggest part of this head fuck. There's only a few of us, a small minority, that can actually see it. But anyway, I went off on a bit of a tangent. I hope you all enjoyed my little video, and I'll speak to you all soon, guys. See you later. Bye.